a very complicated Hyundai Santa Cruz accessory painting. Not. Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive MT. If you watch the channel, then you know recently I added some bull rings, some extra tie downs to the bed of my Hyundai Santa Cruz. These things right here. You may see some toothpicks in there. I'll tell you what that's going to be about in just a minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these black because I don't like chrome and I don't want the chrome sticking up. So I'm just going to touch them with some black paint, similar, or actually the same paint that I used to paint the exhaust on the bottom. This is just a high heat black and it dries to kind of a dull black. And that's what I want. I don't want anything shiny, anything beaming up here. I really want these hooks to just kind of blend in. And by the way, when you remove the toothpick, they just kind of drop down like so. So they're hidden even more. So I'm gonna paint these black. You guys can see the before, and there are 4 of them, one on each edge or corner, if you will, of the Hyundai, I guess we'll call them bed rails. So let me shake this paint up, and then we're gonna paint these. You can see what kind of a difference it really makes. Okay, we've got the paint all shaken. I much prefer to do it that way versus using one of those stir sticks that you get to mess with. So I'm gonna go ahead, uncap it. We're gonna paint. Here we go, I got the paint. I've got the brush. I've got something stuck on there, there we go. Ready to paint it up. I'm going to start, I think, with the screw holes down below. Not sure if you'll be able to see that, but you probably get the idea. So, I just need a little dab of paint, nothing crazy. This isn't going to take too much. And I'm just going to dab in the holes. I actually may leave just a little bit sitting in the holes just to protect them a little. You know, they could rust too, right? I don't think that's really a concern. But we'll leave a little bit in the holes, and I don't think that would be any problem with getting a screwdriver in there should I ever want to take these off. Although, since I now have holes in the sides of the bed, if you will, or the rail covers, I won't be taking them off, but I'm going to go ahead and get the screws painted, and then we'll move on to the ring part there, the actual bull ring part. Okay, I've got 2 coats of paints on the screw heads. You can see there. That's all they're going to get, just 2 coats. I went ahead and did all of them all the way around. So next, we're going to go ahead and do the actual ring itself. The ring's going to be a little more complicated because there's such little space here, and I don't want to get any black paint on the cover here itself because shade-wise, it's not going to match up. So this is where the toothpick comes in handy. I can kind of use it to hold it up a little bit so I can get around the edges. I'm not going to go all the way down because, again, this thing sinks when not in use, right? So there's no reason to go crazy trying to paint, you know, the last nth of space that you have down there, but I do, of course, want to get as much of it as I can, again, without going nuts. I'm not really trying to paint down below where the hook is going to be, or the ring, I guess. So, we're just going to kind of hold it with the toothpick. This toothpick has come in quite handy, by the way. I was struggling trying to figure out how I was going to hold this thing up to paint it, and it didn't dawn on me right away to just use a toothpick, man. Sometimes it's the simple things that you can just grab from the kitchen, right? So we're going to go ahead and try to, in essence, encapsulate this thing in black paint, and I'll probably do 2 coats on it, I think that's the idea. And then I'll come back on and I'll show you what it looks like once it's all finished. All right, it's been a little while now and I am all done. The bull rings are painted and put into position. Probably a little earlier, really, than I should have. But let's take a look. Again, I'm only concerned about what you can see. There is the look from above. I'll show you each one, although they are identical to begin with, right? There is the driver's side rear and the driver's side closer to the front. That's the wettest one, maybe why it shines a little bit more. But again, it was just to kind of black them out a little bit so that we didn't have any chrome there, because I don't really have any chrome anywhere else, really. So I wanted to kind of make them blend in a little. The idea of putting them on was not to have them as a focal point on the truck, but rather a utility mod, if you will, to be able to tie things down that are taller than the bed if I need to. By the way, there is an installation video. I will link it below if you want to see how these are put in. It's not complicated, but you do need to take your time and have a little bit of patience when you're doing it. Anyway, that's the touch-up, kind of the follow-up to the installation mod. I had mentioned in that video that I was going to paint these, so I wanted to show you guys the end, I guess, and let you know what they could look like if you decide to do it yourself and go ahead and paint them. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Would you have just left them chrome or silver? Or do you kind of dig getting rid of the chrome as well, like me? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about the Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.